Hey everybody, Hugh here. Welcome back. Hope you can hear me okay. It's a touch windy about. One of the storms, the first of the storms of the season, I think is what they're calling it. Storm Ashley. So things are a touch windy, but we're a little bit sheltered here in the courtyard from it. And you can see it's giving a nice 360 view of what's going on in the courtyard. Some nice seasonal colour in among plants that are dying back, and isn't that just stunning? One of our acers now held its foliage very nicely. Even in the storm today, it's doing very nicely indeed. So you can see spots of seasonal colour, some nice heathers that we got quite recently. Place looks in nice condition, and of course the staging area of the courtyard looking very well. This was a bit of a random throw together as Judith was doing a bit of cleaning last weekend. She was just throwing plants up out of her way, and on the most part we haven't changed it too much, to be honest, apart from adding some pumpkins and the hebe down here and the heather. Everything was more or less as it landed, and it was like when she'd finished, she was like, oh, that looks very well, I think we'll keep that. One of the Festucas, Festuca glaucus, looking absolutely superb in its container. That was just the one that was potted into a bigger pot and basically left under the table in the courtyard, and rediscovering it again. Looks fantastic. A little visitor to the garden. Head gardener Smudge is not happy to have some interloper pass by, but anyway, such as it is. So yeah, end of October, or almost the end of October, and still plenty of interest in the garden before it goes to sleep. Removed all the colour from the courtyard that was somewhat tender into the houses here, so you can see there's geraniums on this side and a bit of a dried out osteospermum there, and some of the alstroemeria or alstromera doing very nicely indeed, and salvia and begonia. So a nice little area. We're not spending a lot of time in here, as you can see by some of the watering, or you might be able to see some of the watering that needs to be done, but it does look well. It is a nice view from the kitchen. The house that was upended quite recently, you've seen the shorts, is all very firmly bolted back down in place again. Some brackets added, trying to reinforce against the storms. I'll pop in here because it is windy out there. I cut the dahlias back because they just needed it, and of course the Antarctic fern is doing very nicely still. I just can make sure that the base of it is kept topped up in water. But what I actually want to show you is this bad boy, Datura, which not exactly a native to this country, but I hope you can see the size of the flower there. Isn't that just fabulous? So it had been growing all summer, and I was waiting and waiting for flower buds and about August time I got just a bit fed up. It was looking like a little bit of red spider was getting in on it, so I threw it out the tunnel. And I said, right, you've had your chance, and lo and behold, they started producing flower buds. And I was like, oh wow. So a little bit of neglect has done it the world of good. I really should have it perched up on a higher pot so you can appreciate the flowers hanging down. But anyway, we discovered it the other day, and fairly happy with it. Now into the tunnel. As we pass by, some lavender is just going out of flower and a few other bits. I have to be careful closing the door behind me here, because that wind would whip that door very quickly. So there you can see the last of the tomatoes artfully arranged by Miss Judith as we were clearing out some of the old plants that have just only had one or two, you know, stems of tomatoes waiting to ripen. So she cleverly arranged them around the hanging basket, the tomato in the hanging basket. I think that was a tumbling tom at the time. So tomato harvest wise, just under 8 kilograms compared to last year's 28 kilograms, so definitely a different year. There is a little spots of colour in here, which is nice to appreciate. They've been used as cut flowers of any dahlias that have been appearing. So there we go, tomatoes picked for the year ahead. Still getting some nice, albeit small harvests, but enough to keep us in the fresh tomatoes, which is great. The Hippeastrum, the Amaryllis, third flush of flowers, looking very nice indeed. The bulb shoots up in the spring and it grows for a wee while, and then it'll produce these flower stems. So we had some on them early summer. I was thinking, oh, that's grand, that's nice. I'll keep feeding the bulb now for some nice green growth, so when it goes to die back, it'll be dying back to a nice big bulb for next year. And it produced a second flower, and more recently then it's produced a third flower. So whatever's been going on, it's been quite agreeable, so enjoying that. And some canna lilies, still in nice green foliage there. You can see there's two of them, no real big flowers from them, but then I didn't pot them on this year. I left them in the pots that they were in and just let them grow on. And that little collection of plants is a passion flower and a small beech tree that the next door neighbour's dog had eaten and done a lot of damage to, as you can see with the stem. But you can see it's produced some nice fresh foliage, so we do a little bit of something with that over winter as well, pot it on and get it ready for growing for next year. And I say there's some plants outdoors in between the houses, and then there's a couple of grasses here that have grown on quite nicely as well, that we'll spend a bit of time just removing the older foliage. It'll be a nice activity to do. And then behind those, a Tagite, or one of the marigolds. It's done its thing now, but I still do enjoy rubbing the foliage and getting that summer scent even from the foliage that's passing away. So you can see not a huge amount happening in here, but that's fine. We have most of it happening around in the glass house at the moment. Anyway, thanks as always for stopping by. Thanks for the liking and subscribing, and to people still watching at this time of year, make sure you leave comments below to say hello and all of that, because I know we're out of season for the gardening, very much so, but it is still nice to have these and enjoy the fruits of our labour, as they say. So from us here, look after yourselves, take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.